Militia leaders invade Washington and unload their curious conspiracy theories on Congress. Is it paramilitary paranoia? A report from Jim Stewart. Heavy new fighting in Bosnia. It could signal the start of a whole new all-out battle for Sarajevo. Combat correspondent Alan Pizzi is there. And Eye on America, a rap star accused of murder, now accused of cashing in on it.
This is the CBS Evening News with Dan Rather.
Good evening. Representatives of America's armed and in some cases extremist private militia groups gave Congress an earful today by invitation. Some testified in their camouflage fatigues, and they talked of what they see as hidden government plots and conspiracies against them. Correspondent Jim Stewart has the story.
American militia leaders offered up to Congress today their prime suspect in the Oklahoma City bombing case. It was Japan that did it, said one, as part of an international conspiracy.
I believe that we will find collusion between governments in the involvement in the Oklahoma City bombing.
And they claim to know the real identity of bombing suspect John Doe, too.
We know who he is, where he is, and that he is also of a foreign descent. And for some reason, the FBI is steering away from this gentleman.
It was all part of Congress's first look at the paramilitary organizations since they burst onto the national scene following the Oklahoma City attack. Prime suspects Tim McVeigh and Terry Nichols had both attended militia meetings. And today, law enforcement officials said the groups are growing increasingly dangerous.
We've received other declarations that if we step onto the property of the Freemen, that will be a declaration of war.
Corporal Bobby Harper was shot and seriously wounded by a so-called patriot from the Citizens of the Kingdom of Christ.
The militiamen responded that their members were growing more afraid of federal lawmen.
I have heard more and more people say, if one of these black-suited, armor-wearing, state-sponsored terrorists come kicking down my door, I'm going to blow somebody away.
And in one bizarre exchange, Montana militiaman Robert Fletcher claimed to have proof Russian tanks were poised to invade the United States, and that the nation's weather is controlled from Washington.
We have all the documents to prove it. And if you think that 85 tornadoes takes place in the middle of our growing area by simultaneous accident, I'm sorry.
Congress had hoped by giving the militiamen a platform that their ideas would sound so silly people would reject them. But what came through just as clearly, however, is that the militias don't take Congress very seriously either. Jim Stewart, CBS News, Washington.
Muslim-led forces of the Bosnian government have made it clear tonight they are no longer pinning their hopes on the United States, the United Nations, or NATO. Instead, they are girding to fight for their country against Serbs who hold 70% of it and have a high-ground stranglehold around the capital. One of the world's most experienced combat correspondents, Alan Pizzi, reports on the guns of Sarajevo.
The first hint of what's coming hit next to Sarajevo's TV station today. The Bosnian Serb mortar wounded a bus driver and several passengers. And even as they were being rescued, another shell hit the building. Bosnian government forces have gone on the offensive on several fronts. New heavy weapons and better trained soldiers have won them ground to the northwest.